So first thing we need to do is to create a leader stats folder on the player and a corresponding one on the data store service. So the format is the same, or the structure is the same as what we did with the Gold Rush. So what I want you to do is to go to your roblox.com, go to create, find which one we want. Oh, I'm sorry. No, first we need to click over here on places, not games. And then go to our Gold Rush. And you can hit the 3 dots and go to edit. So that will bring up your Gold Rush. And then from here, you can go into your server script service, open up your leader stat script, Control A, Control C, and then come back to our game and add the same script over to server script services. Okay, and of course ours are going to be holding different variables, and we are going to start it off with just holding oomphs. Okay, and before we do that, we also want to change the name of the store that we're going to be creating. So up here we can call it cobbyd store. Over here we can call this cobbyd, and we do want to change this here, okay, to cobbyd. Also here, scroll down, also here, and also here. Okay, so let's come back up to the top, and from there we do want the leader stats folder, and we don't want money. Okay, well, we do want money, but we want it to be oomphs. So I'm going to change the name of this to oomphs, and then I'm going to copy and paste that here and here and here and here and here. I don't need to change it anywhere there. I do need to change it here and here, and that's about it. Okay, so that's that. And then we can go back, and we don't have gold ore, we don't have max gold, so we could delete that. We can leave this the same, that looks good. And then we want to delete our max gold and gold ore variables or values, and we could do that. This all stays the same. If you recall, the way that this works is it gets the data from our leader stats folder, and if there's no data in there, then this is not going to be true, and it's going to set my oomphs value, which is this one here on the player, right, local, the one on your machine, not the one on the server, equal to 0, okay, which we want because we just started playing. Okay, but if there is something gotten from the server, then it's going to load the value that's on the server into the value that's in the player. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense and you remember how that all works. And then this part here was when we made a separate folder called player stats, right? And so we don't need that, at least not for now. So let's come back over here and just delete all of that stuff. Okay, so we're gonna have it nice and simple. Just have a leader stats folder with a oomphs value in it. We're going to come back down to this player removing section, and we're going to get rid of our gold ore and our max gold. We are going to leave this the way it is, and we don't need any of this. Okay, and if you recall, what this is doing is when you leave the game, this function is going to fire, and we are going to save what is on the oomphs value in our player into this data object right here, and then we're going to load that data object into the complex obby that's found in the data store service. So basically what this is doing is it's taking this value, and then when you leave the game, setting this one over here equal to what's down here. Right. So yeah, hopefully I don't need to go into that anymore, because you remember how extensively I went through it in the Gold Rush game. And so I'm going to go ahead and play, and we should see a leader stats board up here at the top. And not only that, we should also see our leader oomphs equal to 0. Okay, I start here because I set my team color to this spawn's team color. But again, we want to go ahead and change that back to the first one, which is really black. So let's come back over to teams, take this color and set it back to the first spawn location and hit play. And this is the way it goes. Okay, so our oomph is at 0. And that's our first step. We'll go ahead and get this a little bit closer to what we saw earlier in the intro, step by step.